Today I'm joined by Tyler Lorenz with Residents in Recovery, Executive Director of Residents in Recovery. Thank you so much for coming down to the station today.
Thanks for having me again.
And today we are here to recap the year 2024 in review, and to start, Residents in Recovery did so much over the year. I want to start with the Summer Scramble Charity Golf Tournament. Yeah. You guys did so much over the summer. Can you talk a little bit about what you guys were doing?
Sure. So our Summer Scramble for Mental Health and Addictions is our big fundraiser of the year. I think this year, we made just over $25,000 from that golf tournament. So it's a big job to plan a golf tournament. We actually are starting right after Christmas here. We'll start planning again for the sixth or fifth annual. I guess it'll be our fifth annual one that we'll have on June 19th this year.
And then what were those proceeds going towards?
So those go towards general operations. So we only receive just over 9% of our operational funding from the government. So we have to raise a lot of money for anything to do with sober living and our family treatment programs as well. Our family treatment program is fee for service, but it certainly doesn't cover all of our expenses, even close. So,
on top of fundraising events, you guys also held a number of workshops over the year. There was specifically the naloxone one and the Addictions in the Workplace workshop. Can you talk a little bit about what transpired during these workshops and what they accomplished?
Yeah, so earlier in the year, it was identified that a lot of workplaces weren't trained on naloxone. It typically hasn't been a part of first aid training. So Tigrely and myself did a number of these workshops in cooperation with the Lloyd Region Health Foundation, and they went over really well. And then we also did it again for Recovery Week on the Tuesday. We did the naloxone presentation again then, as well as we had Addiction in the Workplace workshop over Recovery Week with John from Assure, and then we also did Addiction in the Family with Thorpe. Yeah.
And then you mentioned it there, but Recovery Week was also another mainstay for Residents in Recovery. Every year, you guys are always doing something for Recovery Week. So can you talk a little bit about this year's Recovery Week and what happened?
Yeah, so we started with the crosses along 16th Ave again on International Overdose Awareness Day, which is August 31st every year. And then we rolled right into Recovery Week. We had a few events, like I mentioned, during the week. And then it ended off with Recovery Day at the Pocket Park over by the old furniture gallery. And this year we had the biggest one we've had yet. We've had probably over 350 people attend, and it was just a great day. Yeah, talking about recovery.
That is great to hear. So many good things that Residents in Recovery was able to do over the duration of the year. I wanted to talk a little bit about yourself specifically. A new role for you later into the end of this year with the Lloyd Working Housing Group. Can you talk a little bit about your role with this new group in the city and what you guys are trying to do?
Yeah, so the working group, housing working group, actually started in the summer. I think July was our first meeting, and it's a working group that came out of the social policy framework work that was done with BASA last year and the year before. So it's really focused on really addressing housing issues all across the entire spectrum, right from the emergency shelter piece right to homes for sale, luxury homes for sale in Lloydminster, and making sure that if somebody wants to be housed, they have the opportunity to do so. And right now in this city, housing is without a doubt one of our biggest issues. There's very limited capacity across the whole spectrum, right from emergency shelter beds, and I understand there's very limited availability for market housing in Lloydminster right now as well. So housing is 100% a major concern for pretty much anybody in Lloydminster. So this working group, which includes a number of people, agencies, in that field, really to look at this and see if there's things that we can do with a, made in Lloydminster solution to address the issues.
It's a great cause for the Lloydminster community to be a part of. I'd like to, lastly, just kind of discuss residents in recovery as we enter 2025. What are some of the things on the agenda for you guys as we enter this new year?
Yeah, all of the events, we're planning on doing them all again this year. So our focus, since, January of 2024 has really been a shift towards family treatment. We do still have limited sober living in the community. Certainly not what the demand needs, but it's what we are able to offer at this point. So our focus is going to continue to be on family treatment and really supporting mothers as they want to come out of addiction and get their lives back on track with their children. So, yeah.
Perfect. That really covers all of the questions that I had for you today. I want to thank you again for coming down to the station to recap the year with me.
Great. Thanks, Colin.